Okay, so I put this problem up. If you got a chance to get it done, great. If not, we'll go over it quick right now. In a problem like this, the command that would normally be given to you would be to simplify. And when you're asked to simplify, that should be a signal to you that there's a good chance we're not going to be able to get this down to a single number. Simplify means combine what you can combine, but you may not get just a single value. So what can I combine here? 19p and negative 7p. Good. 19 and negative 7 make 12p. Good. Well, what else can I combine? There goes a negative 8m and a positive 13m, which make positive 5m. Good. And that's it. It's a positive 5, so I put the plus in. I have to have something that connects them. So since it's positive, it's a plus. You know, if it were something like this, where I had 12x plus 3y minus 4x minus 5y. I have 12 and negative 4 for x, which makes 8x. Then I've got 3y and negative 5y is a negative 2y. The negative automatically serves to link them together. When it's positive, I don't have that, so I have to put in the plus. How about something like this? Try that in your notes quick. So what do we do first here? We see parentheses that should always draw our attention to do something there first. Is there anything I can do inside these parentheses? No. So what's my next question? Anything you can do to the parentheses, which is distribute. Multiply by the negative 7, yes. So negative 7 times 8x is negative 56x. Negative 7 times a negative 2 is positive 14. Good. Now we still have that negative 39 on the end. Now what? There's nothing to combine with the negative 56x, but we do have 14 and negative 39. Positive 14, negative 39 is negative 25. On a test, that's probably the part that I'll see people mess up is dealing with that negative part there. When I multiply, they don't have to have the same name. And then once I get here now, I'm adding. That's why I can only add the 14 and the negative 39 because those are ones. They have no label. And I can't add the negative 56 with anything because it's got the x. Well, let's try something just a touch more difficult. Try that one quick. So we see the parentheses, which means we have to do something there first. Is there anything to do in the parentheses? No, to the parentheses. Multiply by what? Negative 7, good catch. So we've got negative 7 times 3p is, forgot the negative, didn't you? Ah, sure. So that's a negative 21p. Negative 7 times negative 5, positive 35. Now I've got the 8p out front. There's already a minus there, so I don't have to put in any symbol. Then the plus 7 back here. What can I combine now? 8p and a negative 21p are negative 13p. 35 and 7? 42, and it's positive, so I'm going to put a plus there. Good. What would you get for that? I'm not even going to pause for this one. Negative 56. 7 times negative 8 is a negative 56. Is it just m? M squared. Good. When we multiply, you also combine the names. You multiply m times m makes m squared. So those were all simplify. You notice in each of those I combined until I couldn't combine anymore, but I didn't necessarily get it down to a single answer. Down here, I'm going to give you the command evaluate. When I tell you to evaluate, that means you will get a single value for your answer. So what if I give you... Oops, go ahead.
If you divided two negative numbers, or that are negative powers, negative and a positive power, would it be a negative squared, like 56m squared, if that one of them was both negative and both were positive?
We're not going to deal... Oh, if you were dividing there. Gotcha. If this were...
Yep.
If I go up here and say this is a 18m divided by 6m.
Yep.
Yeah, 18 divided by 6 is 3. We still combine the names, but we're combining with a division. M divided by m just cancels out, so that's just 3.
3. Okay.
If we had 24x squared divided by 8x, 24 divided by 8 is 3. X squared divided by x is x. So we do still divide the variables, but we're dividing them, not multiplying them now. You're subtracting powers, exactly. So when we're asked to evaluate, let's say I give you x squared minus 8x plus 12 for x equals negative 5. When I plug this in, what do I have to be careful of? Be careful to put parentheses around the negative 5 to square it. If I plug it in there correctly, like that, then I can just go ahead and put it in my calculator. My calculator will do all the work for me. I'm going to go ahead and do it by hand, but at this point you could just plug in parentheses, negative 5, close parentheses, power of 2, minus 8 times negative 5 plus 12. And it's going to spit out the correct answer. Oops, I screwed up. I didn't enter it right. Let me try that again. Negative 5 to the power of 2. I forgot to get that on my power. There. Now I can do minus 8 times negative 5 plus 12. It's going to spit out my correct answer, 77. So how would I do this by hand? Well, I'm going to do the power first. Negative 5 squared is 25. The biggest mistake, most common mistake I'll see people make on this is they'll enter that in their calculator and they won't put parentheses, and their calculator is going to spit out a negative 25. And they don't catch it because they put the whole thing in at once. Now here, I've got 8 times a negative 5 is negative 40. So now I have 25 minus a negative 40 becomes 25 plus 40, which is 65, plus 12 is 77, which is what the calculator gave us.
That's where I picked the negative 8 times, and then the parentheses, negative 5 became positive.
Yeah, because it was doing the negative 8 times the negative 5. I did left the negative up front.
So how come sometimes you leave it and other times you put it?
Good question. Here, what I did is I left this as a negative, and I took this as 8 times a negative 5. Then I got minus a negative 40. I could have done this, made this plus a negative 8. So now the negative 8 is multiplying the negative 5, giving me a positive 40. That's a plus up front now, though, and not a negative anymore, because I put the negative with the 8, made that, it's not subtraction anymore. I can either think of that as 25 minus 8, or I can think of it as 25 plus a negative 8. If I leave it as 25 minus 8, well, then it is a positive 8 times negative 5. If I change it to plus a negative 8, then it is a negative 8 times negative 5 to give me a positive 40. But you'll notice, in both cases, when I combine the 25 and the 40, I'm going to get 65. So it works out the same either way. You just have to make sure you keep track of it. Here, I didn't use the negative when I multiplied, so it was still here. It was minus a negative 40. Here, I used the negative when I multiplied, so it was not up here anymore. It's a positive up there now. I don't know if I confused you more there or not. You can do it either way. You just have to make sure you only use the negative once. If you take the negative into the multiplication, you have to make sure that this becomes a plus up here, so that you don't use the negative more than once.
So whenever it's a minus, a negative is always
Plus a negative, yeah. Minus a no, yeah, exactly. Minus a negative becomes plus a positive. Oh, let's look at something like d plus 6 times 6q minus p squared plus 18. For d equals 14, q equals negative 3, and p equals 7. Give that one a shot in your notes, see what you come up with. So we put the numbers in here. We'll put in 14 for d, 6 times, in parentheses, 6 times q, so it's 6 times negative 3. I'm putting in parentheses so I don't confuse it as 6 minus 3. Minus p is 7 squared. Notice no parentheses there because it's the 7 that's squared, not the minus is not part of it. Plus 18. So now I work inside my parentheses first. What happens first in there? Exponent. 7 squared is 49. It is still a minus 49 even though it was squared, because remember that was a minus, not a negative, so the square doesn't affect it. So now what do we do? 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. And then negative 18 minus 49 becomes negative 18 plus a negative 49. So it's negative 18, negative 49 is a negative 67. Very good. And then negative 67 plus 18 is going to be what? Negative 49. What's next? 6 times negative 49 is a negative 294. $14 plus negative 294? Negative 280. Good. What do you think? Okay. Okay, enough of those. What if I have something like t minus 12 equals negative 16? How would I solve that equation? Add 12. Very good. So that's gone. T equals, here I have negative 16 plus 12. It gives me what? Negative 4. Very good. Or I might have p plus 7 equals a negative 13. What am I going to do to solve that? I'm going to subtract 7. Very good. P equals, here I have negative 13 minus 7. I'm going to make that negative 13 plus a negative 7. What's it? Negative 20. There we go. Perfect. Good. Or we might have negative 11. Y equals 77. What am I going to do there? Not plus, but divide by a negative 11. Good. It's negative 11 times y, so to get rid of it, I have to divide by a negative 11. So y equals 77 divided by negative 11. Negative 7. I think you guys got those down. If I say 8 less than 4 times a number, how do I put that in symbols? Write that out. How do I express that? 4 times a number is 4x, and 8 less than means 8 is being subtracted from something. So it is 4x minus 8. Good. Five times the sum of a number and 2. How's that going to look? So it's 5 times the sum of a number and 2, which implies x and 2 have been added first, then multiplied by 9. Or 9, by 5, sorry. So 5 times the sum of x plus 2. Questions? Here's one that we did a little bit in class. The perimeter of a rectangle is 76, and the width is 12. Find the length. I'm going to have you try that one in your notes. See if you can remember that one. Remember the formula for perimeter: 2L plus 2W. So, do we have a number to put in for P? 76 goes in for P. Good. 2 times, do we have a number for L? Yes, we do. No, we don't. L is what we're looking for. Plus 2 times, do we have a number for W? That's the 12. So now we're going to combine what we can. That'll be the 2 times 12. So 76 equals 2L plus 2 times 12 is 24. Then what? Subtract 24. Good. 76 minus 24 is 52. Equals 2L. And then divide by 2. L is 26, or 26 equals L. What do you think? Not so bad? If you can do those things, you should be in pretty good shape for the test coming up next class. But between now and then, there is a new quiz that is due tomorrow, Wednesday, at 11:59 p.m. And there is a new homework that will be due Thursday in class. Again, you're welcome to stick around. I'll be in here till 5:20 with the network up. If you have any questions, if you want to work next door on assignments or quizzes. Otherwise, we'll see you on Thursday.